G'day guys, it's Jack here from Zoo2U. The moment is 5:30 in the afternoon on Tuesday, and Matt and his good friend Evan and I, over the next couple of days, we're going to be making a trip up to Iron Range National Park. I know what you're thinking, where is Iron Range National Park? Iron Range is about 14 hours north of Port Douglas, which is where we are now. It's going to be a long drive and we're going to be doing it at night. Check this out, we found one of Australia's most iconic animals, the frillneck lizard. Look at that frill! Huge! What the frillneck lizard uses the frill for is as a defense mechanism. So when a predator, like us, provokes it, it makes himself look bigger. Look how much bigger he looks. Without the frill, he looks like a normal dragon. This guy is insectivorous, which means he mainly feeds off insects. What a find! We gotta get back to the road. We got a hell of a drive. G'day guys, after 12 hours of hectic driving, we finally arrived at our first destination, Iron Range National Park. This place is home to one of Australia's largest areas of surviving lowland rainforest, with a massive diversity of animals from birds and reptiles and everything in between. Matt, Evan and I were going to have one hell of a time looking at what this place has to offer to us and looking at some awesome wildlife. Camp set up, Evan's building us a fire, getting ready for the next couple of days of wildlife spotting. We've been driving along, we could hear some familiar noises of Max from Zoo2U, our collector's parrot. Sure enough, we pulled over and see... Did you hear that? That's one just then. So sure enough, we pulled over, we can see a couple of males and a female sticking her head out of a tree hollow, which is her nest. It's really hard to see with the camera because it's quite a distance away. What's really cool about this species is that the males are different colours from the females. So when that was first discovered, they thought they were two separate species. Males are predominantly a green colour, while females are predominantly red and blue. While the sun's still up, it's time to go check out a dry shrubland and literally get down to earth to see what we can find. After about half an hour of looking, we came across this cool little gem. To the untrained eye, it's a snake, but it's actually a Burton's legless lizard. The difference between him and a snake is that, like me, he has a fleshy tongue. And he also has eyelids. This one here is about fully grown, but I can actually see he's lost his tail. But what they can actually do is they can regenerate that tail. You'll notice his colours camouflage in really well with the surroundings. He mainly feeds off little insects and loves spiders. We're just going to let him be. been out looking for some animals, came back to camp, and what do you know? Evan was cooking us a feed. Thanks, Evan.
No worries, Jack.
As you've seen throughout the series, tropical North Queensland is home to some amazing array of environments. But Iron Range National Park is a true stunner, with harsh, dry woodlands, beautiful, dense rainforest, and at Portland Roads, crystal clear water with some stunning mangroves. We're at the beach at Lockhart River. We've seen many different bird species. We're spending the time of my life trying to identify them all. We notice these sandballs. You might be thinking, what type of an animal would make these shapes? It's actually crabs. What they do is they filter out the microorganisms in the sand and then push the sand aside, leaving us with this little ball shape. Pretty cool, isn't it? Now I've been walking along the beach and I'm looking for some cool things. It's very important that when you're doing this you have an adult with you that knows what you're doing. That's why I had Matt and Evan. So this is some of the stuff we found. So there's the remains of a crayfish and this is the head. So it's been eaten. You can see it's very spiky. These are the remains of a cuttlefish, which are very similar to a squid. Now when a cuttlefish dies, all the animals obviously eat it, and this is what's left. You might have seen these before in pet stores because they're commonly for parrots. Parrots love to eat them. Now this is something which we see a lot washed along our beaches and it's really bad. Plastic bags. Plastic bags are horrible because when they float out in the ocean, turtles think they're jellyfish, they eat them and possibly die. And you can find some pretty weird things along the beach. Like speaking of so, I even found this chair. It's pretty comfortable too.
With a night of wildlife spotting ahead, the one thing we need is a bit of rain, and Jack here, well, he's doing his best to help us out.
We've just been cruising along looking for some cool wildlife. We came across this giant toad. Look at the size of it. Easily got to be one of the biggest toads I've ever seen. Disgusting. We've come across Australia's longest snake, the scrub python. Can you see him? He's very well camouflaged in with the leaf litter. Scrub pythons can get up to 6 meters in length, but this one here is only about 1.5 meters. What's really cool about scrub pythons found in Iron Range is that their patterning is very different from other scrub pythons found from other areas. He's on the hunt at the moment, so we've got to let him be. We finally came across the gem of the rainforest, the green tree python. You can see where they get their name from that striking emerald green colour that helps them camouflage in with their environment, making them almost invisible. At the moment, this fella's on the hunt, as we can tell because he's in the strike position. What an animal. Very lucky find. By far, a great memory of mine, the most beautiful reptile I've ever seen. Very important that you keep an eye out on the road and make sure you don't hit gorgeous animals like the scrub python, but I reckon just over 2 meters long. It would be a shame to see one of these gorgeous animals get killed. It's simple, just let him cross the road. We've had a spectacular time here on the east coast of Cape York and seen some tremendous wildlife. There's one more thing I want to do, and that is see the sunset over the ocean. It's time to cross the Cape. Getting my burger on the halfway point to Pomperau at Musgrave Roadhouse. From the east coast to the west, we've certainly done most of the Cape. After one hell of a Cape York adventure, we've driven just over 3,000 kilometres, seen many mammal species, countless species of birds, and about 15 different species of reptiles. A special thanks to Evan, our cook, Matt, our cameraman, and all those other people who helped us along the way. Thanks for watching, see you next time. Check that out! Look at that frill! Whoa! Small compared to, as you see, have you